A company rolls out an AI tool to speed up their sales follow-up process. 3 weeks later, leads are getting contradictory messages, pricing information is wrong, and their CRM is a disaster. The AI didn't create the problem, it just ran the broken process, at scale, faster than any human ever could. That is what AI actually does to weak operations, and most companies are not ready for it. This is the CEO AI Playbook, built for business owners and operators who are making real decisions about AI right now. If you are under pressure to adopt AI faster, this video is for you. Because the question is not which AI tool to buy. The real question is, are your processes actually ready for what AI is about to expose? That is what we are getting into. Here is what is happening right now across industries. Companies are adopting AI tools fast. Copilots, automation platforms, AI-assisted customer service, AI-generated content, AI-powered analytics. The pressure to move is real. Boards want it, competitors are doing it, vendors are selling it hard. So leaders greenlight the tool, the team gets access, and everyone expects productivity to go up. Sometimes it does, but often, especially in the first 6 months, something else happens. The team gets faster at doing the wrong thing, or the AI starts producing outputs that look right but are slightly off because the underlying data is messy. Or the same decision that 5 people used to make inconsistently is now being made by an AI, still inconsistently, because nobody ever standardized the logic in the first place. The AI did not cause any of that. It inherited it. This is the pattern that almost nobody is talking about. AI is not a performance upgrade. It is an amplifier. Good inputs, consistent logic, clean data, clear accountability. AI makes those things faster and more scalable. But ambiguous handoffs, undocumented decisions, siloed information, and informal tribal knowledge, AI runs those patterns faster too. The companies getting burned by AI adoption are not getting burned by the technology. They are getting burned by discovering, expensively and publicly, that their operations were held together by skilled people compensating for bad processes. Remove those people from the loop, and the cracks become craters. Let's break down exactly how this works, because understanding the mechanism helps you avoid the trap. Every process in your business has 3 layers. There is the documented layer, what is written down, what the SOP says, what the onboarding guide covers. There is the practice layer, what people actually do, the workarounds, the informal rules, the judgment calls that never made it into any document. And there is the institutional layer, the knowledge that lives in specific people's heads, built over years, that explains why things are done a certain way. Most AI tools can read and execute the documented layer. They cannot access the practiced layer unless someone has surfaced it, and the institutional layer is almost completely invisible to them. So when you plug AI into a process, it operates on what it can see, which means if your documented process is incomplete, and in most businesses it is, the AI will faithfully execute an incomplete process at speed without the human judgment that quietly patched the gaps. Here is a concrete example. A professional services firm uses AI to automate client intake and proposal generation. The AI is trained on their standard proposal template, but the experienced account manager always adjusted scope language based on client budget signals, and she never wrote that logic down. AI generates proposals on time, consistently, at scale, and they are consistently wrong for a specific segment of clients, because the unwritten judgment is gone. Here's another one. A logistics company uses AI to optimize scheduling. The AI runs the numbers well, but it does not know that a particular regional manager has a standing arrangement with a key carrier that only exists in an email thread from 3 years ago. The AI routes around that carrier. Costs go up. A relationship gets strained. These are not technology failures. They are process failures that the technology made visible and expensive. Now here is the other side of this, because it is not all bad news. When a process is actually solid, clearly documented, consistently practiced, with explicit decision logic, AI genuinely does make it faster and more scalable. The companies winning with AI right now are not the ones that moved fastest. They are the ones that did a process audit first. They figured out which of their workflows were clean enough to hand to AI. They documented the practice layer before deploying, and they started with the parts of the business where speed and scale actually mattered. AI rewards operational discipline. It penalizes operational ambiguity. So what does a smart leader actually weigh before adding AI to a workflow? First, is this process documented well enough that a new hire could run it on day one? If the answer is no, AI is not going to improve it. It is going to inherit all the ambiguity and execute it consistently. Second, where does human judgment currently fill the gaps in this process? Be honest about this. Every business has moments where someone with experience makes a call that is not written down. AI cannot replicate that judgment. It can only approximate it based on patterns in data you gave it. If that judgment is frequent and high stakes, that process is not ready. Third, what does failure look like at scale? This is the question most leaders do not ask before deployment. If this process fails once, it is an inconvenience. If it fails 1,000 times because AI is running it, what does that cost? Replications, reputational damage, compliance violations. These are the real costs of premature AI deployment. Fourth, whose job is it to monitor the AI's outputs? AI tools do not self-correct. They do not know when they are wrong. They need human oversight, a specific person with specific accountability, checking specific outputs on a specific schedule. If that ownership does not exist before deployment, you do not have an AI system. You have an automated source of unchecked mistakes. Now, here is the trade-off that is worth being direct about. Slowing down to audit your processes before adding AI is going to feel like the wrong move when everyone else seems to be moving fast. But speed of adoption is not the competitive advantage. Reliability of output is. The companies that will win are the ones that deploy AI into processes that are ready, not the ones that deployed AI everywhere and spent the next 2 years cleaning up the damage. The goal is not to have AI in your business. The goal is to have AI that is actually making your business better. Here is the actual playbook. 6 steps for getting your processes ready for AI before you buy anything else. Step 1. Map your workflows before you touch the tools. List every repeatable process in your business. Not every task, every workflow. Sales, operations, finance, client delivery, HR. Get them on paper first. Step 2. Score each workflow on process quality, not AI suitability. Ask, is this documented, consistent, and measurable? Score it 1 through 3. 1s are chaotic, 2s are informal, 3s are clean. Only 3s are ready for AI right now. Step 3. Surface the practice layer. For your highest priority workflows, sit with the people who actually run them. Document the workarounds. Document the judgment calls. Get the informal logic into writing. This is tedious work. It is also the most important work before any AI deployment. Step 4. Define what good output looks like before you train or configure anything. AI needs to know what right looks like. If you cannot define a clear standard for output quality, you cannot evaluate whether the AI is doing a good job. Step 5. Start with a contained, low-risk workflow for your first deployment. Do not start with the most complex or highest stakes process. Start with something where the volume is real, the process is a solid 3, and the consequences of a bad output are recoverable. Step 6. Assign a human owner to every AI-assisted workflow. This is not optional. Someone needs to review outputs, catch errors, and escalate anomalies. AI without human oversight is not a system. It is a liability. Follow this sequence and you will deploy AI into processes that actually improve. Skip it, and you will pay to learn the same lessons the hard way. The takeaway here is simple but important. AI will not fix a broken process. It will run that broken process faster than you thought possible and charge you for the privilege. The leaders who get the most from AI are not the early adopters. They are the disciplined operators who knew what they were handing off. If you want to know exactly where your business stands before your next AI deployment, we put together an AI process readiness audit, a 20-question self-assessment that walks you through every dimension we covered today. Drop audit in the comments and we will send it straight to you. The link is also in the description. Audit in the comments. Get clear on your process quality first. Everything else follows from that.